Hello there, and welcome to In My Opinion 4 Super Neptunia RPG. The story of course starts in the world of game industry, which contains 4 goddesses who are its protectors and representation of each land's gaming company. Well, some mystery force has taken them down, leaving them weak and struck with amnesia. You awake as Neptune, wondering why you can't remember anything but your name. Neptune quickly comes to find out an organization called Bombex Moray is running everything and demanding people only make 2D games with no 3D games allowed. Or else. Bombex Moray backs us up with the 3 powerful musketeers, Esther, Artura, Pei, and the leader, Philin. Neptune eventually runs into Chrome, who works for the Resistance, and with her help she must find the other goddesses in order to regain their memories and take down this 2D threat. Like I said before about the other Neptunia games, you get most of your entertainment from the characters themselves than the overall plot, which is still true here. The cast is still insanely likable, and there are a good amount of funny moments and fourth wall breaking. The new faces as well are a welcomed addition. What's also nice is this game does not need you to have prior knowledge of what happened in other games, so don't worry about being lost. This Neptunia is a turn-based JRPG, though instead of being menu-based, it's a bit different. As you can see, there are symbols over your character's head, and obviously each symbol corresponds to your face buttons. Press the button and that character will attack. However, each attack costs action points, with the meter being on the lower right corner. So a simple normal attack will cost 2 AP, while a more powerful magical attack can cost you way more. The meter is constantly recharging, so you just have to wait to do the attack you want. You're allowed to attack with multiple characters, so you can all bum rush with a normal attack or mix it up with a normal with something else, and so on. There's also the break meter, which fills up as you attack the enemies. When filled up to at least 1 bar, you can perform a super powerful move with any of the characters. You do eventually get the goddess forms for your characters during the story mode, which allows you to transform and raise your stats. All you need to do is get smacked around long enough to fill that pink circle meter you see next to your health, and poof, you're a goddess. Another factor you have to look out for is the weaknesses of your enemies. They can be weak to any elemental attack or even just a regular old smack to the head. The reason this is so important is when you use their weaknesses you gain bonus AP, which in turn lets you attack much faster, which puts your enemy against the wall and will stop them from attacking you for a while. Now you're probably wondering how do I get all these fancy attacks, and the simple answer is your equipment. You have 3 types of equipment, which is your weapon and 2 other accessories, and each piece of equipment can have a skill or ability or both. The skills are things like elemental attacks like fire, lightning, light, and so on. There's also healing options you can earn and even buffs like raising your party's strength. Then there are the abilities that have things like increase your health, increase your evasion, increase how much experience you get, and much more. Now these skills and abilities stay with you as long as you have the equipment on, and once you level them up to max they are permanent and you can unequip them and put something else on that may have an ability or skill you want. Mind you, some of this equipment can give you weaknesses as well, and the enemy can do the same type of weakness exploit to you, so just keep that in your head. Another key to battle is your formation during a fight, since whoever is the leader will determine what kind of stat boost your team will gain, such as an intelligence boost or an attack boost. There's even a formation that will constantly heal your team. These stat boosts can be increased just by having the leader of the formation you like land the final blow, letting them gain formation experience. Also, each character is able to equip 4 different attacks, so depending on your formation, the character will be able to do a certain attack. I actually found this combat rather fun. I've heard some compare it to the Valkyrie profile games, but I never played those, so I don't have a frame of reference. I like how flexible it is, since you never have to worry about being stuck in one formation for a fight, since you can switch it on the fly so you can always change up your strategy. Also, it's great the game does not force you to stick with a piece of equipment just so you can have a certain skill or ability you like. Instead, it lets you switch out and become even stronger. The break attacks also are a blast to pull off, and I like how they actually made one for your normal and goddess form. Another thing that makes combat less of a pain is the fact you can actually see what your enemy is weak against with just a push of a button. So you're not guessing every single time and you don't have to use some magical item or something like that. Thankfully, there are no random battles as you see all your enemies on the field, and if you whack them first, you're able to get the jump and start with a few extra AP to start attacking faster. While I do hate the fact that anyone outside of your party does not earn any experience points, it's not that much of a problem, and that's because you only get 5 playable characters, which means only 1 is on the bench the whole time. Also, if you feel the need to rush through battles, you can fast forward through turns with just a push of a button. The game does have some side quests you can do. You can meet people in the cities or out in the wild to accept these quests, and the game lets you know when they're available by the big ol' exclamation point over their heads. Some of these do have some funny dialogue, but most of it is a straightforward can you do this attitude. The quests are usually kill X amount of monsters, give me X amount of money, talk to this person, or collect this stuff. While they are pretty basic, the game makes everything easily manageable so you don't mind doing them. You can accept as many quests as you like, and there's a list you can always check to see your progress on all of them. The rewards are also worth it, as not only do you get extra cash for the shops, but you can also get experience points and even powerful weapons. Oddly enough, the experience points earned from these do go to everyone, including the bench character. There's also guild quests you can take, which are optional boss fights that can be rather tough on their own if you're underleveled or don't have the right strategy down. I do like that the game does tell you the general area where these bosses are instead of you just guessing, making it less of a hassle. As you can clearly see, you're allowed to explore and jump around like a kangaroo on the islands. The game has a map system making navigation easy and letting you know how many enemies are in each section, where treasure cubes are, and where are the save points. As you progress through the game, you do get skills like pudding summoning and double jump to help get across areas you couldn't reach before. You can also use the save points to fast travel to the different islands. Well, this is Neptune's first adventure into a full 2D game, and I gotta say, it looks great. Each island looks different from one another and even have separate sections within them that isn't just the same as the last section, just with a different coat of paint. There are also some nice effects going on in the background to make it pop some more. The character models look great, and the original characters make the transition to 2D perfectly. They even keep their bounce. They also aren't just stiff 2D character models. They move around and emote and so on, which is a good thing since this game does use these models for most of the cutscenes. They also use 2D drawn chibi models for other scenes that look nice as well, but most of everything is in-game stuff. The voice acting is, as always, wonderful, and I know some people still miss Noir and Vert's voice actresses, but the ones who took over sound fine. If you want the Japanese voices, you can pick those as well.
What? I was merely joking. Everyone's personalities get so bold when they become goddesses. Ha! You're one to talk. Well, I meant that for myself too. We need to hurry to the resistance base.
Right. Let's go.
Now comes the negatives, and while I love this new look, it's clear they did not smooth everything out in this new engine. The main villain here is the frame rate, as it's seen everywhere. Now, this is not to say the game is unplayable, but there are moments like when you're exploring the game would slow down, or flat out do a little skip, which can get annoying if you're trying to do a little jump. Also, if you pick a mission with a lot of things to do and have it show your progress on the game screen while you're exploring, the game starts to chug, so it's best to keep that hidden. This type of stuff can even happen in combat, and while it never led to my death, it still was noticeable. Well, this is another fine entry into the ongoing Neptunia franchise. While the story is not the main selling point, the cast is still enjoyable and funny. The combat system is different from the other games, and it's just fun. Let's not forget the visuals either, which look wonderful, and even with the technical problems, the game still stands on its own 2 feet. The game took me about 38 hours to beat, and that's with me doing a good amount of the side quests. Replay value comes in the form of basically cleaning up any of the side quests you didn't get to, since the game allows you to keep playing after the credits roll, which is a big old plus. No matter what the dimension is, be it 3D or 2D, Neptune shows us once again she knows how to have a good time. So come join her in her latest adventure. I hope you enjoy my thoughts on this game, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.